Union Square? Are you
we're now streaming on Facebook.
Hold on. Okay, now we're going on. It's working. It says setting up. Hold on. I'm gonna put this on here too, like I did last time.
It says we're live.
We are live. Okay, now we are. Now we're live-ish, I think. Yes, it's going. All right, I'm
now streaming on Facebook.
Hold on. Okay, now there we go. See, once I hear myself, I hate this. How do people do this? Like, I see people are like, "Hey guys, we're setting up." By the way, I have no idea what's happening. Trying to just there. Okay, there we go. This is what I like to do. I like to open it now on my phone. I have a new system so that I can see comments that come in. That makes me very happy. But then I hear it and it weirds me out. I need a new case.
Volume down, maybe? I don't know.
It is volume down. Let's see. Okay, now I'm good. Oh, everybody's here. They're all logging in and everybody's like, we want to know what's happening. And now they can know what's happening. Hold on, I gotta fix. Love my little ring. This thing is the best, but I realize that there's a negative to it. Because now, you know, there's like the holder thingy in your car. So when like I'm driving and I need to have GPS stuff because I don't have like a new car with fancy stuff, this doesn't go in the holder.
I know. I actually bought it because you said you use one.
I do. I love it. But it just, see, because like this is it. But then I also realize another side effect. This pinky, I feel like I'm getting arthritis and or something like that because I put it under my phone to hold it.
Oh.
And sadly, I might be on my phone a little too much. I mean, I could work full time on this. It's pretty nice. Okay, I'm gonna rest over there. I don't want to put it on my escape button because I'm afraid it's gonna go anywhere. So hi.
Hello.
Happy summer.
Thank you. You too.
Let me see if I can make you be on top of me. Okay, I did that. You know, you could do that. You could change it. And if you shrink the screen, it goes stacked instead of side by side.
I'm on top of you on mine.
You are? That's the way. Well, it's opposite over here. Hi.
Hello.
How's back at work?
It's great. It's really, really great.
Oh, wait, we should tell people who you are.
Oh, yeah. I'm Chelsea.
Please reintroduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about the rodents and your story thus far.
Sure. So I'm Chelsea. I have 4.5-month-old twin boys, fraternal. And I feel like every twin parent wants to know this. So we made it to 38 weeks, scheduled C-section. I feel like that's my high. My name is Chelsea. Has to be standard.
What about breastfeeding? You don't throw that in there?
Oh, yeah. And I'm not a breastfeeder.
You have to do it. That's like the thing, right? And then they want to know what stroller you're using.
Yeah.
Help breastfeeding and strollers. That's it.
Yeah.
You no longer can identify.
Yes.
With that.
Just that. Yeah. So formula fed, pick a stroller. I've got them.
And so now the puppies are 4.5 months old. I did like a little Instagram video before, like a half hour ago. And I said they're 4 or 4.5 months. I can't believe it.
It's crazy.
It really is crazy. I mean, for some reason, I feel like with your babies, I'm like going through it all again.
Yeah.
Like time spans, like how did it get there? Oh, I can't wait till like they're going to kindergarten. And I'm going to be like, what? How did this happen?
I'll be feeling the same way.
Oh, God. I can't handle it. All right. First, I want to tell you about my haircut.
Yes.
Okay? That's about it. So now, if anybody's noticed, my hair is very short. And I went right before I came out here to Jersey for the summer, and I went to go get a haircut. And this woman's been cutting my hair for years. So my kids and the twins and her daughter went to kindergarten together. And so she's been kind of like a part of our life, right? And she's like a mom of like all the kids. So we went and she cut my hair. And then she's like, how much do you want? I said, I don't know, about an inch. And she cut like 5 inches off my hair. And I said, what are you doing? And she said, you're too old for long hair. Chelsea, really?
I don't agree. My mom was
forget about not agreeing. Forget about not agreeing. Forget about whether there is an age for long hair or short hair. I totally forgot to tell everybody this weird story, totally unrelated to the twins. But yeah, and now initially I was like fuming. I was like going to go set the place on fire. I was like so angry, going to take bricks and throw them through the window. And then I realized she's right. I really like this length. So now, but this thing is, she gave me bangs. Who just gives you bangs without permission?
Got it.
That's a little bit much. No, I don't care how long you're cutting my hair. You should not just like assume I want bangs. So yeah, no tip for her. Forget it. It was of course I tipped her because I can't control myself.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's her livelihood. And just because she's insane doesn't mean her children shouldn't eat today. So yeah, that's my weird hair story, but I'm digging it. And like, I have very wavy hair, but you can't tell. And now that it's short, it looks fine. And I also now have taken to the new spray on hair. All my mom squad knows about that, but I can't keep up. I don't know if it's the water for the summer, but I have to dye since the babies have been born. I never had to dye my hair before the twins were born, but something happened during pregnancy that's for now 12 years. I have to dye my hair like once a month. It just grows. It grows fast and it's pure white. Like my hair would be. Oh, totally. And I'm like, do I embrace it? Like all like the
I love it
with their gray purple hair, but I don't really think I could do it. I think I'm a little dark haired beauty. Anyway, let's go back to the babies now. I want to know what's happening. How was the transition back to work?
It's good. I'm only back at work for 2 weeks. So I'm not like, I kind of feel like a new hire, but also trying to catch up. I think I read the book, Bringing Up Bebe, or half of it. I haven't finished because like I'm sort of busy, but I didn't like the French mantra that was like, working is good for me and good for them. And that's kind of just how I've tried to envision it. I think it's great, whatever way anybody chooses, but that's just been like this is how I feel. And I don't have the type of career where if I took some years off, I could get back into where I was. So it's kind of a strategy to stay in the game.
Well, I am very glad that I'm selfishly glad that you're back because I can't wait to come to the office and play. So maybe our next live feed we'll do in person.
Sure. I would love that. I thought we were going to do this one. And then I found out you were living in the burbs.
No, I'm coming home. I'm here for another month. And then we had a whole issue with our apartment at home where Anna's ceiling collapsed and we have to do all these unexpected renovations. It's been like a hot mess, but on the plus side, I had a place to go. So the twinnies don't have to be through it. So we sent you a little present.
Yes.
You got it. But it's kind of something that when we saw, you got it. When we saw it, you're going to love it. Okay. All right. So I know the puppies are sleeping, but could you open it and take a look at it and show everybody what it is?
Yes, of course. And they're sleeping and I'm a slave for the schedule. So
you have to be.
This is so cute. Look at
Come on, Chelsea. Look at this tiny crib. So this is from a company called My Twins Are Cuter. Of course, it's a twin mom company. And she makes these unbelievable onesies and t-shirts and all this great stuff. Now see her little twos. It's like the twos for the twins. I love this crab. It is like the perfect summertime. I really do. There's a lot of patterns. The whale one is cute too, but the crab one just freaking gets me.
It's adorable. Yeah.
We hope you like it. And we hope that the twinnies like it.
Yes, thank you. They are going to rock this in the beach because we are Maryland beach crab people. So they'll be wearing this while we eat crab.
Don't let them get bit by the crabs while wearing that because the crabs may think they're one of them. They'll see them and they're little red. Those are super cute and they're lightweight. They are really, really easy to clean. I have a t-shirt from them and I think Lauren has one too from My Twins Are Cuter. So they make mom stuff too. So you could kind of have like matching clothies with your twins.
I love it.
I think that they're on with us today. And I'm curious to know if they make the crab pattern and the whale pattern in a mom size. So Rachel, if you know, just pop it up there. So yes, they are on with us today. And so yes, when the babies are wearing them, but yes, slave to the schedule. We know how that goes.
Yeah.
You have to be.
Yeah.
You have to be. But I hope you enjoy them and they hope that you enjoy them because it was a little gift from them too. So I think Joel's gonna put up the links. It's really a cute little summertime thing. I wish they sent you the whale ones. Maybe we'll try to get you the whale ones. The whale ones are sweet too. But you can always look on the website for those too. All right. So now going back to work, who is with them? Oh, I know we have a nanny. I don't know why I'm pretending I don't know anything.
All right.
But what's the schedule like? Like, is she following the schedule? Did you give her some guidelines? Are you making her write things down? What's the scoop?
Yeah. So, I mean, I think It's an interesting thing because like it's new for me to be a boss in that respect.
Okay.
And it's a different type of boss and it's a different type of hat to wear. So, you have to kind of think about how you're going to address things. I'm super blessed. She's fabulous. She's 8 to 6 and she's here right now, which is why she's 8 to 6. And literally, I mean, it's fantastic. We communicate through text during the day. She sends me pictures. She takes them to classes. That is like
You're sending them to classes?
Yeah.
What are you sending them to? I can't. What are you sending them to? Are they learning Mandarin this week? What are they doing?
No, I'm not taking them to like Be Smart classes. I'm taking them to like work out. They go to my gym, which is right here, and they're really helpful.
Okay.
Most of the classes around my area are very helpful for twins and coming in. So they do that. They do like belly classes where they're learning how to do tummy time.
Yes.
And we learn some tricks.
Any other twins in the class with them?
Not yet, although I did meet some other twin moms randomly in the area, but yeah.
Very good. Older twinnies or around the same age?
Both.
Which reminds me, so for you guys that are watching today, how old are your twinnies and where do you live? Where I could see over here, of course, we're always trying to find Chelsea mom dates. Isn't it kind of like dating again?
Oh yeah, it's
like
fabulous.
A little weird, but it's
great. It's great. And it has been fun. I've met some singleton parents and it's really nice to hang out with them and be like, yeah, I get it, times 2. And I think sometimes too, I can only speak for myself, but I feel blessed in, of course, so many ways for having twins. But I think for me, it made me more of a less hypervigilant person than I can be because I can't be so hypervigilant. So I'm just kind of more relaxed than I know I would have been if there was just one baby for sure.
Look at you growing. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
That's a big step to realize that you know that you're better than you would have been with one.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like the side benefit of twins, right? Because you don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You have no choice but to just manage through the day.
Yes.
I want to go back to talking about going back to work and how
Sure.
you're book and stuff like that. Or do you feel bad that you're going back to work, or do you feel bad that you don't feel bad that you're going back to work?
I don't feel either of those things.
Okay.
I don't feel like bad because I'm leaving them.
Yes.
I know that they're in good hands, probably better hands than me. So I don't feel, I know, but like, sometimes it's a, when it's somebody, that's their job, like her job. So she's totally attentive. Not that I'm not, but I have other jobs to manage. Like,
yes, of course. The house,
my husband, the house, my dogs, like that stuff. Supplies. Also, that's what I call myself, CSO. I'm like chief supply officer of my house. Like anytime anything's low, I'm like, order. And so I don't feel bad about that. And I don't feel bad for not being with them every day. Because I know I'm making a good investment in myself. Again, I don't have the type of job where I can take some years off and get back into it.
Yes. I love that when people sometimes feel bad about going back to work, but staying home with twins is not for everybody.
No.
So, and there's definitely, regardless of jobs or not, there's people who just need to do something and they need to feel productive, and not everybody could, independently identify as a parent. Everybody is different. And it bothers me that sometimes when the stay-at-home moms get super judgy of the working moms, and then the working moms get super judgy of the singleton, of the moms that stay home, I do secretly feel that in our little universe, it's not that bad.
No, it's not.
I feel like twin moms, it's like we have enough things to be. We can't be judgy. There's too many things to do. We don't have time for judgment.
Yeah.
We just got to make it through today. This
Exactly.
is our goal of the day.
Exactly.
My goodness. I'm so happy that you're back, and it is a different life. And do you feel that when you're with them, that you're more like focused on them because you have less time with them, or maybe you take them less for granted because you're away from them, or you feel like, no, I always treat them exactly the same regardless of work or not?
So I might be the latter. I'm really happy when I come home to them. I think that's the best part. I also, like, on the earlier note, I love, you can't tell right now, but I like doing my hair and like putting on makeup and like getting dressed. And, that's kind of taken from you when you're just at home for a bit. And that I didn't realize that was going to be something I felt so happy to do again.
Yeah.
And then the other thing I was thinking, the one part that's kind of like sad is that they're starting to be smiley and interacting, and all the milestones are going to start to happen, and I might not be around for them. But there are milestones for me that are happening too at work. So, those are things that can, more milestones that can happen. There was something else I wanted to say. Oh, the one thing I will say that I think is really interesting, and it's a statement on our maternity leave policy as a country, but my husband got 1 month paternity and I had 4 months maternity, which was very generous. Mm-hmm. But I do believe that something I didn't think about was that setting up families for some type of failure, because the man helps you with everything. My husband helped me with everything for the first month and then went back, and I wasn't working. So I was like, I can do everything. And then now I'm going back, and we have to figure out how we divide and conquer again, which is really interesting.
Did you ever think about, this sounds totally neurotic, but whatever. And the thing, like, I know you won't judge me about this because that's how it is, but have you ever thought about like sitting down and actually like making a list of things that need to get done, and then figure out like, okay, he loves laundry, you hate folding, but he'll throw it in. Speaking of that, I just remembered I have laundry in the wash that needs to go into the dryer. Side note. So did you think about like making a chore chart for you guys?
Yeah, so I did end up making a chore chart. It's a great point. And I think too, I also reading another book that's just very much about like how if everybody knows what the person's job is, like it's very easy. And my husband's amazing and fabulous and I love him dearly. It's just that it's an interesting dynamic when all of a sudden I'm not home all the time. And, we're both equally not home. So that's, we've only been doing this for 2 weeks. So like we're trying to figure it all out, but it's just an interesting new way to how do you get set up for success when like the transfer, things just keep kind of shifting in terms of roles, and now they're more stable.
I think that's a really great article idea, as a chore chart for mom and dad.
Yeah.
Jewel, if you're listening, she's only half listening probably. She knows that I'm just going to yell things out. But yeah, I think that that's a great idea. The other thing that I wanted to tell you about, you were talking about the milestones. Have you looked at this website called Tiny Beans?
No.
All right. So Tiny Beans they're not that new, but they're bigger now, and they're not better now. They were always fantastic. I think that now they're getting more of a name. So what Tiny Beans is it's a website, and it's kind of like if you combined like Google Calendar with Snapfish with a social media platform for grandma. So it gives you this platform to upload pictures, because maybe grandma's not on Instagram, right? Maybe your mom's not on Facebook. That doesn't mean that she should not see what you're posting.
Yes.
So you could put up these pictures, but then it also has like little ticks that you could check for milestones. So the nanny could even have access to put pictures up and add milestones and all that. And then it automatically goes out to the list of whatever you approve. Because like we were thinking about, so we have access, the Twiniversity Mom Squad just got access to Tiny Beans, and we've been kind of demoing this. And it was such a good point, because you assume that so many people are on social media, but what's crappy is that we'll share something with our friends quicker than we're sharing it with grandma, because we just are like, oh, let's just get it out there. It's easy. Yeah. But with Tiny Beans, there's an app, and you could just upload it quickly.
I love that.
And I know you love stuff like that. Like that's very you. Like if I had to have that. So as a gift from us to you, I'm going to get that for you. And then I want to know what you think about that. I think you're going to really like it.
Yeah, absolutely. And we've actually kind of felt that gap right now, because my dad's not on social. So then we also have like 3 different text groups that we take one picture and we send it to the same group, but it's like different families, and we don't want everybody in the same group thread, because like it's too much. So this is a great thing.
Another thing I would recommend that you do, these are all things that I either did or wish that I did. There's this other app called Chatbooks. And did you hear about that?
I did. Yes, I need to do it. It just takes your pictures and puts them into a book, right?
And then you could have like a month by month book. So when the Twinnies were little, I was really good for like the first 3 years. So for the first 3 years, I made like a little book every 6 months. But I did it with Snapfish, and it was fantastic. And as crazy as this sounds, it's some of the only pictures that I have now. Either I lost a computer and then I lost the hard drive, or, you know, truthfully, what's crazy is we upload them to social, but we're not careful about the resolution. So sometimes you'll upload them and they'll be too pixelated and you can't print them. But another thing that I did is they make these books that are like this big. These are weird.
That's what I want.
They're this big. So, and my mother-in-law still carries them in her wallet. So instead of having one picture of the grandkids, she would take out this tiny book that had like maybe 10 pages. And it would be 5 pictures of her, 5 pictures of him. But if you start stuff like that, first of all, it's such a good like holiday present to be like, this is what you're getting for the year. And all this crap is automated now. So you don't even have to remember what pictures to upload or whatever. Maybe you want to go in and edit, maybe, but you don't even have to.
That's awesome.
So, and then you could take all the pictures from Jane and like make that like the cover. And so that's something that I feel like now that they're getting big, you might start taking less pictures because you're also not home.
Yeah.
So now you could tell the nanny, listen, please just take maybe like 2 pictures a day.
Yes.
And then she could send them to you and then you could have them and everything gets done automatically.
No, that's great.
Yeah, I really, really like that. And that Tiny Beans, Rashina's using it very actively. And her twinnies are older. They just had their first birthday. So they're a little bit, but she was a New York City student too.
Oh,
so, yeah, it's our peeps, right, Chels? So that's
awesome.
But that's something I think you should look into. Now, how's the doctors going? Like, have you had doctor's visits? How the doctor's visits been going?
Great. I mean, I just feel like I'm really blessed with 2 great kids. I mean, they got all their shots, their 4-month shots. They were fine. The doctors, everybody's doing really well. It's very funny. The boys are the exact same height and 1 pound difference, but one's body is completely different than the other. Like one is like
is big for this. 1 pound, you could see the pound.
You can see the pound, like the thigh rolls on one of them versus the other who's 1 pound bigger. It's so funny. But they're only 1 pound difference and they're the same height.
God, I can't believe it. I want to see them so bad. I know they're sleeping. I have to see a picture for.
But they love, well, one of them loves, we bought the rainforest jungle jumper thing, and like that thing, this kid is like the happiest kid ever in it. And it's so funny. He just wants to jump.
The exercisers or the thing that goes in the door?
The exerciser, I think.
You have one, or you bought 2 different ones?
One. The jumper.
Buy another one?
I'm going to buy one for the door, I think.
I knew it. The door one's a little sketchy. I would I wouldn't do the door one. The door.
Then I'll just keep the one.
Yeah, no, I would get the other one too that goes on the floor, but they have different ones that go a little bit higher that have more bounce. It's almost like having a stable doorway around it. Julie, I don't know, Julie, I think Evenflo makes it. I'm trying to think of who makes it.
We have the Fisher Price Jumperoo Jungle Rainforest thing.
But there's another one. I got to find it. Then there's another one, another exerciser that is an exerciser when they're tiny. And then as they grow up, the floor comes off of it. So it becomes a stationary entertainment.
Oh.
And then you could open up the circle and make a large S, and they could both play on it.
Ooh, so, I want that.
I knew you. I love it. Anytime I see things, I'm like, oh, Chelsea would love that.
I like stuff.
I'm going to the ABC show in Vegas this year. So when I go, I'll get to see even the new stuff that's coming out. And Julie's going to go to the Chicago Baby Show that is at the end of August. So anybody who's watching now, Julie could put up a link. So Julie will be there. But yeah, I'll look for that. And then I'll send out a link. I think it's Evenflo. Okay. Julie, if you could find it, it's the Evenflo one. It's an exerciser then converts to a standing table that converts to an S PlayStation. And I love things that keep growing, so then I don't have to spend money again.
Yeah.
And it's not that, like, it's not even that expensive. It's she found it. It's the Evenflo triple play something or other. She's throwing in a link. So when you finish, you'll have the link for that.
Great.
We love stuff like this. That's it. So what else is happening? So doctor's visits are good. Milestones are fine. Everybody's on check. Everybody's on par. There's really nothing huge enormous that's happening. So.
Yeah. I mean, I think we're very early stages of starting teething, which is crazy. We aren't really rolling over totally, but they really enjoy tummy time, which I know a lot of people don't enjoy that much. So I feel lucky in that regard. The only thing that's happening right now is that I know everybody, I feel like really crazy saying this, but they both sleep through the night. They've been sleeping through the night for a long time, but one of my twins wakes up. I think he's having a night terror. He's not startled.
Okay.
He just screams. I go in, I give him the pacifier, and he's out cold. His eyes aren't even open, really. So
okay.
I don't know if anybody has any solutions or that had a similar scenario.
Are you swallowing him or no?
They're in the love to dreams, wings out.
Okay, wings out. Did you try one wing out? Oh, my internet cable just became no, I'm good. It said unstable, but I'm okay now. Am I okay? Could you see me?
You're a little pixelated for me. I don't know if you're pixelated for everyone. It's getting better.
Okay. It just went in and out. I think God only knows the kids probably watching Bachelor Party or whatever right now. I have no idea. That's when Thanksgiving, we were like 2.5, and we're all running around for Thanksgiving. We would check on them, and then watching the Tom Hanks movie Bachelor Party. That was parenting right there. And that's when we realized about the parental controls. That's the spirit just
it's not, Nat, you're totally, now you're starting to really go out for me.
What about now? What if I just, can you hear me now? Can you hear me
I can
now?
hear you. It's really pixelated. It's like Silicon Valley episode.
We have a question so that I can go in and out, but you should be stable. What are your must-haves for right after birth?
The Love to Dream suit, the zip up. I mean, I have some friends who have been like, take this. And they're like, oh, I don't know, or, oh, I have a bunch of others. And like, you don't know what you're talking about. I have 2 kids. Take this. The fact that it's zippers, the fact that I didn't need to be concerned about like them being, the other thing with the Velcro scared me a lot more. And the Love to Dream, I contribute to the fact that my kids sleep through the night to that and some scheduling, but that.
Good.
And coming home, like must-haves, somewhere for them to sleep, like a pack and play or a crib, changing diapers, all that standard stuff. But the Love to Dream thing, that was a game changer.
That's your must. And you had the bounce seats, right? So you used those during the day. What else did you have in the house that you used during the day? Like when they weren't in their cribs, they were where?
When they came home, they were too small for the baby Bjorn bouncers, actually. Yes. They were in a pack and play. Oh, and they were in a rock and plays. That's true. We phased out of those. I forgot about those. We were heavy. That's a big one. But
like 2 years ago that you were using those. It was for another eternity ago.
Yes. The ones, if you get them, get the one that's automatic. Like it's $20 more. I don't know why you would ever want to sit there and use your hands to rock the baby because you have like a million other things to do. Yeah. So I would do that. And I would buy some different types of bottles in the beginning because you don't know what your baby's going to like. And
you had a big selection of bottles, which was that you had it.
I had a lot of bottles. It took us a long time to figure out what worked. And I just remember being like, where is Amazon? Where is Amazon? We're like, and I don't live that close to a Bye Bye Baby. So that, just have a few on hand. It's worth the investment.
Julie said that my video was horrible. I have to now yell at the kids for a second. Anna, Johnny, they're all going to ignore me. But the problem is that our Wi-Fi here is atrocious. And I bet you they're watching YouTube, even though clearly I have given them explicit instructions.
The internet is tempting.
Yeah, it's whatever. I have to yell at the kids. I have to literally go yell at the kids. Excuse me. Watch me run. The Wi-Fi, are you? Is Johnny? I don't know. Could you check that? Okay, sorry. You can't use the Wi-Fi. I'm using my Wi-Fi. Tell your brother. Please. Siri or anything, please. It's cold here today. I have like my giant sweater on.
Yeah,
we had a bad storm today. Johnny's taking a nap. So no, nobody's using it. Okay, there's a kid.
Hello.
And now the dog will bark at her because, chaos and breaks out. So are you tired? How are you back at work and being with the kids? Do you feel like you are more tired than usual? Do you feel like you're totally back to being yourself?
I don't think I'm much more tired because again, I've been like really blessed with the boys sleeping through the night for a long time. Your internet is much better now. And
so then even though they said they weren't using it, I bet you that they weren't, and that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. All right.
So yeah, I don't feel more tired. I think, which is also very interesting, and I don't know if I'm crazy, but it's really hard to figure out what to wear because I'm not my old size before and I'm not pregnant anymore. And I don't want to buy a ton of clothes. And I think it's a really interesting fashion problem. Like, what do you wear right now? I don't know.
Well, you're lucky that it's summer.
I am.
You could just dress yourself. Like you could wear sundresses and dresses and you don't have to worry about a waistband at all.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you buy anything new or you're like, I refuse, I'm just wearing maternity clothes?
I mean, I bought a ton of stuff new, but I'm not like, it's not the same because I'm not my old self. So I think that that's a very interesting thing. I feel pretty good. I'm trying to think, I've been thinking lately, like, what are some good tidbits? What's happened? I think also like, we gave the boys overnight to my in-laws last month, and then we gave them to my parents overnight this month. And I think it's just really important to get a night away, especially an overnight, if you can. We had a wedding, and then we went and got a hotel in the city, which was really nice. Yeah. I really recommend that to people because it's really important.
It is. It really, it's an undervalued thing, the relationship with your partner and the whole, who are you now? And also, you could be, when you have to make that chore chart, it's a lot easier to talk about who's going to do what and being nice to each other when you actually care about each other than just being two people that live in the same house, which does happen. I hope it doesn't happen as often as I suspect it happens, but it happens and it's good. And you've been on it since the beginning. Like even when they were born, you went out. And I truthfully, in my weird Mother Nature kind of go around, I feel like because you had such a rough start, that Mother Nature threw you a bone.
I think so too.
I really do. I think that because things were kind of like a little haywire in the beginning, I feel it all has to come around. So you paid the price for your first few days of horribleness. And if anybody doesn't remember, you could go watch Chelsea's whole story from the first time. But because that happened, I think you've been very lucky that you have sleeping twinnies but your husband's always been fantastic. Even I remember when I met him, he's like, whatever. You guys, both of you are very well matched in regard that when you meet you feel like you've known you forever.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yes. My husband is incredible. He's literally incredible. And we're very, very blessed.
Yeah.
We both have the end goal.
So we're getting, what do we mean by a rough start? She had a lot of health issues right after the babies were born. So yes. That's what we mean, but it's a long story. It really is a long story. I wish it would be like, oh, it's quick. It was this, the end of story. Was it this? So yes. Okay. So now we have another question. Were they sharing a crib? Were they co-sleeping in a bassinet? What was their sleeping situation in the beginning? And what is it like now?
Sure. The sleeping stuff is like, where to sleep them was something I stressed about for months before they were born. And then the first 2 months of their life. So I wanted them in cribs. We had help when we first came home. It was very important that our postpartum doula told us, like, after they do the night feed, a lot of times parents like cuddle the baby and like hang out with them and let them learn to sleep on you. And she's like, if you want that not to be your case, like we should just put them down in their crib right now from the beginning. So I took that advice very strongly. And it was like, you're done eating, you've digested, time for you to go to your space. And this is our space now. So in the beginning, I had them when I had help overnight, they would be in their crib and she would be right near them. When I didn't, they would be in my room in a pack and play. They were in the same pack and play one night, and one of them threw a pacifier and it was near the other. And I was like, forget this. And I needed them in two separate ones, which was slightly erotic, but that's what the SIDS warning is anyway. So I will heed their warning. And then we had a unique situation where we lived far away for a bit with my parents, and they were both in their own pack and plays next to our bed. When we came home, they were 3 months old and they've been in their own cribs in their own room ever since.
So that answers Farah's question, because she was talking about such a good sleep routine. But they always say, you know, when you put your babies in, you should put them in drowsy but awake. And then
Yep.
they get used to falling asleep without using you as the human pacifier.
Yep.
It depends. Like, I think it's easier to do with bottle fed babies.
Of course.
Because we could literally disconnect these kids. I think breastfed babies tend to have a little bit more of a challenge. It's possible though. You could still totally do it, but keeping them awake during the whole time is tough. But yeah, that's what happened. And I think you also were in a very, not like a life-saving situation, but once the babies were home, you really had to still focus on you. And it goes back to putting your oxygen mask on first, right? And taking care of you and making sure that you're okay. The babies were fine. The babies were, you know, were fed. The babies were safe. The babies were dry. Everything was good. You still had to worry about you. So as odd as that sounds, it was like a weird benefit that you did get them used to
Definitely.
falling asleep independently. So yeah.
Definitely.
And then you said the swaddles. Somebody else was asking.
Yeah, the love to dream. Like I've even been like texting with the friends of friends. Like I'm like serving as a sleep coach for some of my friends, and they are like, "Why does my baby wake up?" And just order this. She got Amazon Prime. Her baby was 5 weeks old and slept a 6-hour stretch just to change in the swaddle.
It's the startle reflex, right? So we have that. And then we also have like the sense of feeling so secure. And then you have the comfort, the coziness, right? Of the warmth. And you could get the light one too for the summertime. And they have a warm one too. But you know what? They're so great because now you're in the 50-50 with the arms out. You know, they could be in that till they're like 2.
I know. Oh, I'm like a love to dream client for life. I'm like, sign me up. I will follow you until they're in college. They're wearing a sleep sack. Okay.
Done. Yeah, the sleep sacks are really great. And as they get older, there's even like a little vent at the bottom, so that if you wanted to give them more air, you could open it up, and then there's a little mesh vent. They're really fantastic. So yeah, so we got a lot of good stuff. And now you have your new little onesies from My Twins Are Cuter, which is cute. You gotta love those. I freaking love those crabs, man. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, I love things like that. I like unique things. And it's one of those crazy 20 products, right?
Yeah.
Every product could be a 20 product, right? As long as we have 2 of them. Then all of a sudden, it is immediately a 20 product.
Yes.
So what else are you doing? How's your hair falling out? Is that lovely? Is that nice and level now?
It's getting better. Yes. I did just like bite the bullet. I'm like, I'm getting my hair colored anyway. It'll all come out no matter what. So that's getting better. It's not amazing, but it's definitely better. I think too, it's been so nice to like go out with them and enjoy the weather. I know it's really hot, but they're doing great with that. It's just fun to take them places. You know, I've had dogs for so long and you can like never take them with you. And now I have babies and they can come, and they're right at that age where they're just really good restaurant patrons because they're awake, but they're not crying yet. So they have a good time, and everybody's really nice to people with twins. I do think though, next time we talk, we might be planning a vacation and taking them. So, well, it's a trip because they're coming with us, but
going a real vacation.
Yeah, we might go to Florida.
Oh, I was going to say, go to Beaches, man. Beaches, Turks and Caicos has a family program that starts with your kids at 6 months. And it's an extraordinary kids program.
Really?
Like, you know that I talk nicely about a lot of people, but I would never like say, okay, Chelsea, you got to look at this. But their program, as far as beaches, their family programs go, they're fantastic. And they have a lot of beaches places. But for us, why I was saying that is because it's a direct flight from JFK. So it's a direct flight, so you don't have to worry about the kids, and it's a little bit longer than Florida.
Yeah.
You really got Florida down. You're going to South Florida?
We're going to see probably my husband's grandparents are there, so they can have some time with them. We'll stay at a hotel, and there's a pool there.
Okay. Did you look up? Are you going to stay with the grandparents, or you're staying in a hotel?
Yeah, we're going to stay in a hotel just because we need a lot of space.
You do. And also the grandparents they're his grandparents, right? So they're great grandparents. Yeah, it's funny that they're not as easily flexible as the grandparents. I think that great grandparents might be, set in their ways a little bit more, but are equally as helpful and wonderful. But are they snowbirds, or they live there full time?
They live there full time. They're totally flexible and totally open to us coming, and they're probably going to want us to stay there, but it'll be good for us to have like a space where we can go, walk around and all that, because they're in a in a neighborhood, and we would be more in a city where we could just like go out.
Oh, I love it. I love me some South Florida.
Yeah.
This morning, I miss it. We used to, for the first 7 years, we spent every summer in South Florida when the twins were born. So we would go for 3 months. But then they didn't have school. Once school started and like, you know, you got to actually be places on time. It changed a little bit. But even in kindergarten, we would come in. So yeah, so you know, and there's a twins club down there too, as far as, well, you have everything because you just went to DC and you have all your stuff. Well, there's the Coral Springs Mother of Twins Clubs. They're a fantastic twins club. They'll lend you whatever you need. So like if you wanted to borrow extra saucers for your grandparents' house or whatever, you could even borrow 2 pack and plays and they'll lend you them and you keep them at the grandparents' house and then you keep the ones in the hotel. So you don't have to really schlep stuff back and forth. But that's the perk of being a twin parent, is that you could contact a local twins club. I know down there, they are a fantastic club. I always speak to them when I go down there. So that's the Coral Springs Mother of Twins Clubs, but they cover a good portion of South Florida. There may be one in Miami, but I don't know if they are equally as active. But I know the Coral Springs one is
great.
But yeah, when we would go down, I would borrow this woman. Her name was Letizia. I only met her like 3 times, but she would lend us everything. She would bring it to my mom's apartment. And it would just be there. And she's like, no problem, Nat. Just tell me when you want me to pick it up. And I'm like, what? This is crazy. But that's the perk of being a twin parent, is that we have this tight little community that helps each other up. It's great. So you're traveling. I love that. I love you guys are always on the go. You're like my inspiration.
I don't know.
I don't do enough with my life. I have to go more places. I want to go to DC for a few weeks.
Yeah, you should.
I know.
You should.
No, I'll just be here in Jersey. What am I talking about? Look where I am. I have a total change of location.
Yeah. Come on.
There's a family of baby ducks that visits, but the dog isn't too happy about that.
Oh, I bet.
She turns into like Clint Eastwood in that movie, that Get Off Her Lawn.
Gran Torino or whatever.
That's my dog with the ducks. How are the dogs doing with the babies?
You know, they're great. My one bigger dog is, I think, doing some naughty stuff for attention, which I don't understand, because before we used to leave her home all day, and now she's home with like the nanny and the babies and like the family. So she's around people, but she's like getting into stuff. So she's being a little naughty, but they're very good around the babies. We'll see what happens when the babies start to move, but they do go up. I mean, the babies have like milk all over their faces now. They like love it. They come up, they lick them, they walk away. It's like too much licking sometimes. Like in baby syndrome, I mean, I see one of their heads like, so I'm getting nervous about that, but it's fine. I mean, it's another added responsibility, no lie there, you know, but these guys we've had for a long time. So
yeah, you have a dog walker too while you're working, or no?
Yes, we do. We have somebody come take them out for a little bit longer, and sometimes she goes to doggy daycare, just one of them. But
oh, very good. But that's all close to you, right? You don't have to like go too far.
Yeah.
And how far is the little music class for the kiddies? Is that far?
Everywhere that we go, the beauty of where we live, everything's walkable. So nobody has to go in a car or anything. And the walks aren't ever longer than a mile.
How are they in the car though? Like when they're there, are they good in the car? Do they get car sick or?
They're good in the car. I think sometimes the pressure of the car seat does make one of my boys spit up a lot more than normal. So I try to time it that he's not in the car seat like right after eating. But we have we have a new system where I'm in the 3rd row, the boys are in the middle row, and my husband's in the front row.
Okay.
Because we have captain's chairs in the middle, so there's no seat. So I have to be in the back. I'm next to the dogs and he's in the front. And I just like listen to a podcast in the back row and he listens to music in the front. It's really sad.
To each other. You're in 2 totally separate locations.
Yeah. But you know what? Honestly, it's been so much better like this. The babies can see me. That distracts them. There aren't any crazy meltdowns. I feel like we can fit more stuff, which is weird, but
you probably can. You could put it all in between their seats.
And the front row.
What car do you have?
We have a Durango.
The Durango. So you have a good amount of trunk space, even with the 3rd seat up.
Yeah, with the dog. So we also have a Twilly on top, and all of it is literally stuffed to the brim every time we go anywhere.
I love it. We were just talking. We're making the Mom Squad's making a list of like must-haves for road trips and stuff like that. So the Thule thing for the top is good. We found, apparently Laura was telling us that she found this bag that it's good for all seasons, but it's like mushy, so you don't have to worry about storing it when you're not using it. Because how high does your car get with that thing on top of it?
Yeah, so we're literally just in a lucky spot in our garage. We're actually over the amount of feet that you're supposed to have, because one row over would be a pillar and we'd hit it.
Ooh.
But we just, where our spot is, we're really lucky, but it's really hard for me to back out. But I wanted something soft, but we really wanted it to be space for the stroller because of where the dogs go. And we didn't want to put the stroller in something soft.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes sense. And it fits in there.
Yes.
And what stroller do you take around with you most?
The Contours.
The Contours. So the Contours, you have the Contours Double Elite, and that fits folded. You don't have to take the wheels off. You don't have to do anything. It fits totally in there.
Yeah, we didn't get the biggest size trolley, but we got like the one size below the biggest size at, I think my husband went to EMS or
I love that.
REI.
I love using the Contours. I love that. Like you were like, you had an idea of the stroller you wanted to use, and I'm like, no, we're gonna look. So happy.
It's great for snap and go.
Yes,
it's great for snap and go. It really is. It's the road trip stroller. And my nanny uses it whenever she goes to a class so that she can take the babies out and carry them in instead of, it's a two-person job otherwise.
When do you think that you're going to move them out of the car seats into the seats? Or have you tried it?
So my other stroller, I use the seats.
Yes.
On this one, I don't think we'll really ever do it until they get too big, till they can walk, for a bit, because the reason we use it is that we can just take them out of it and carry them in the bucket.
Yes. And it's so sturdy.
Oh yeah.
So sturdy. I love that. Even the handrail I love. Oh good. I'm so happy.
A lot of good under storage.
Yes. And don't you love that zipper on the side? I mean, I don't understand why everybody doesn't do that.
Yeah.
It's one of those things, like a feature on the Contour stroller, it's a tandem stroller and it has a very long basket. And on the side of the basket is a zipper so that you could get into the lower portion of the basket without having to dip your hands in.
Yeah.
I love that. I want everybody to do that in the world.
And it folds really easily. I mean, it's not a snap and go, traditional snap and go, but that's the purpose it serves for us.
Yes.
So it's great.
We have another question that says, do you have the camera app where you could see the twins at any time? So do you have a camera in your house that you could check that, which one you're using and how many cameras you have?
So I have a Nest. Internet connection unstable. Is it me?
That's you if you see it. Dum.
I get very annoyed because I am very high internet speed, 150, don't joke with me about the internet speed.
We have less than 10. That's the max I could get here.
I am do not mess with me with internet speed. I've literally I'm crazy about it. I'm back, right? I'm back. Okay.
Back. You never left. It just got a little wonky, but you're okay. Calm down. Deep breath, cleansing breath.
Okay. So I use the Nest Cam. I have it in the boys' room, in the living room, and one in towards the hallway. But my one frustration with it is that you also have to buy a subscription.
Okay.
And I think that's not that fair, because I've already bought the device. That said, you don't need a subscription unless you want to save things for 10 days. And otherwise you lose it in 24 hours. And it's I don't know what I need to see within 24 hours. How would I know? So I like that it saves for 10 days.
I know another camera that I want you to look at. Now I have to look it up. There's this other camera. No, hold on. It's a new one that I just found out. Look, I'm going to have to go off of this. I'm going to have to look it up right now. But I saw it in person.
But I would, oh yeah.
Which one? So the one that I saw was like Nest, right? But no subscription, but all the features of Nest, but no subscription. And hold on, I texted it to somebody. So now I'm going to search it by that. Not only that, but it also has an independent control that senses temperature and humidity, which I really like. There it is. Okay. So it is called a Netamo. So Jewel, if you could find that, it's Neatmo. Netatmo. I really thought about you with this in particular. So I saw it here. Look, could you see it? That's what this was, a real picture that I took.
Oh, it's pretty.
Just like fancy things. It's and there's a little camera in this little portion, right?
Nice.
And then they had this too, which I loved. And it's an outdoor motion sensing light. Not that you would use this
smart.
in the apartment, but it has a camera with a motion sensing light, because what's the point of having that thing on your doorbell if there's no light?
Yeah.
So I love that. And then this one, these little guys were look, could you see the view of what I'm looking at, by the way? That's my real view with the umbrellas that are all closed in the pool. But that could sense the humidity and the temperature. And then, of course, you could hook it up to any smart features that you have for your home as far as thermostats. But I loved that it also immediately sent you an alert when somebody came in your house. And it's the first camera that has, what do they call that? The intelligence, artificial intelligence. So it recognizes the face.
Oh, cool.
So it's like Anna's home. And so you get a pop-up that says like Anna's home, Johnny's home, or whoever, your husband's home, or whatever I label that face to be. Or like the UPS guy just got there. Or even if it says unrecognized face, it'll send you like an alert. Let's say like your kids are like 14 or whatever.
Yeah.
And from school, and you want to know when they're home. So yeah, that was something that I saw. I totally forgot to tell you about that. I'm thankful that we just had that talk. Now we have another question that came in.
I will say though, on the baby monitor thing, because I was just talking to someone about this, I was like, you need a Nest camera and a baby monitor. Like they're two very different things. Like the baby monitor, you're not going to want to have your phone.
Yes.
But you're going to be on Facebook. You're going to be on something else. They're not going to want to have your app up to see if the babies are breathing. You're going to need a baby monitor too. So I suggest that also.
Now, do one more question. And the question was about the nanny too. And you talked about this before, about how you may be missing milestones. And how do you really like feel about that? Or you're like, you know what, there's a bazillion milestones. I'm going to catch the ones that I catch. Or you're like, I can't believe this is happening to me. How do you feel about that? You have to be at work so that you could keep up with your career.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything crazy has happened that I've missed. She did tell me once that one of my sons rolled over 3 times and like, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
But like, I guess it has to be, oh, well, right? I don't know. I think
I would pretend that it doesn't happen until you see it. Is it going to be like one of those that's not?
Yeah.
Unless it's Facebook official.
Yeah. And, maybe I'm a crazy person, but like, I have my own milestones that I want to meet too, right? Like, I think that if I was home, very personal, if I was home and there was like a job on my team that like I wanted, and I missed that, I would feel maybe a little bit sad. That said, I think that there has to be some type of balance, and like the work that you do, has to be as meaningful, like has to have some type of meaning, and like, okay, this is worth this for everybody longer term.
Yeah. But it's
That's
not
in my mind.
Like it was Mina who asked it. And the interesting thing is Mina, it's not only your nanny who sees milestones. Sometimes it's grandma.
Yeah.
Sometimes my mom caught more milestones than I did. So she saw them stand up in their crib for the first time. And I wasn't working. I was getting groceries.
Yeah.
I was doing laundry downstairs. So I wasn't even officially working, but I could not be with them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Other things had to get done. We had to buy food, and I can't just order Chinese food every day. So there were things that my mom caught that I missed. And it's funny because at one point I told my mom, don't tell me anymore.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to know any milestones. When I see it, then I'll see it. But like now she'll tell me, now that they're 12, she'll be like, oh, we saw that first. And I'll be like, okay, fine. Rub it in now. It's okay. Yeah. But it's not always the nanny who sees that. Everybody's got to do something. So everybody's got to be a little bit dependent on somebody. I have so many mosquito bites. I apologize. I'm just scratching myself.
So, and I will say too, like she's taking them to classes. I do miss the classes because that was like very social, and I'm really social. So I was like, ooh, friends. But she's been FaceTiming me. She'll tell me, she's like, can I FaceTime you from this class? I'm like, yeah, that'll be great. And I like saw them being on the swing and like hanging out. And I was like, this is awesome. And, we both kind of go about our day. So if you can somehow work that in, I think that that's special too. Yeah. Also, I'm blessed. I have the type of job where I'm like, listen, I need to leave at this time. And like, I'm not going to be accessible during these hours because I'm with my kids. And like, that's very important to me, and carving out that time. So I think that that's.
Do they have any new mom groups at work?
Yeah, I actually was sitting at the help desk my first day, and there was another mom who came back from maternity leave the same day, and we like had coffee. So, I'm lucky that there is a big parent community where I work.
But do they have organized mom meetups like at lunch?
They probably more in our headquarters, but not where I am, but they could. But,
I want to come and do that. I want to have like, since I'm coming for the free lunch anyway, I might as well earn my keep. Yeah, I feel like going back to work is such a big deal. And there's so much guilt. And like we were saying with singleton parents, I think more than us.
Yeah.
It's so bad. I really do. I feel bad, but whatever. I went back to work when they were 7 months. I started going back just part-time, but I had to do something. By 7 months, I was like, please, I need to use my brain. So I started volunteering for the Manhattan Twins Club. And then I started working part-time again at an African tour operator, which is fun because many people don't even realize that I had a career before Twiniversity. I loved my career, but it just, I don't know. I also think that the reason why I didn't go back so quick is because the kids they were in so many therapies and so much early intervention that was my job.
Of course.
My job was coordinating who's going to be there that day and all of that. So you're very fortunate in that regard. And I'm happy that you're back because I know it's what you want to do. And if you are a happy mom and you are a happy wife and you're a happy woman, you're going to have an unbelievable family.
Yes.
So I'm not even remotely concerned about it. So yes.
I was going to say too, in terms of stuff, I don't know where you stand on it, but like my nanny uses our table for 2 every feed, and it's really been helpful for her.
But she's putting it on the table, or where is she putting it? Like
on the floor with a stool.
And then now my internet connection is unstable. It's an unstable kind of day. So yeah, I just found that I couldn't lean over it. I'm too big. I'm a giant woman. I don't know if you could hear me, but with the table for 2, my dad family's always got it because somebody always gave a gift. But if you use it and she loves it, I want everybody to know everything that people could use and love because it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You know?
Yeah. So you're breaking up a little bit, but I will say I did not want to spend that money on it, and we were lucky that one was for sale, and we bought it for like $70.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And my family was like, what is that thing? Nobody's going to use it. And seriously, somebody uses it every day. So
as with what you have in your house, you're using every day. And if you find that you're not using it every day, like I know you don't have a giant house. You have a good amount of room though. Your living room is not tiny. You're not in a shoebox, but you really don't have a lot of excess space. So if you just got to quit while you're ahead or find a better way to do something. And I'm really happy that that's working out. I'm thrilled. I'm thrilled she's loving it. And it's good. We need good endorsements. That's the way that it's got to go. All right. I got to go back to reality. I'm going to take
super frozen.
I'm frozen now.
Yeah. Well, we can hear you, but you were frozen, but now I can see you moving.
Hold the wind. It's just where I am. I can't get a better connection.
I know.
There's no such thing. Like I said, what if I got 3 connections? Could we pull them together? They said, no, you'd have to choose one.
Ugh.
It's here, but Chelsea, this is the way the world is. Like at home, I have 300 down and like 23 up, right? This is for all the geeks that are still watching.
Yeah.
Here, I have 8 down and 0.08 up. So when I had to upload a video for Twiniversity that was 12 minutes, it took like 9 hours. No joke. 9 hours for a 12-minute video. I'm going to go back to reality. I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to see you. I will see you before you know it. Give the babies a smooch for me. I hope that they enjoy their new onesies. I can't wait to see them in it. And I will speak to you soon. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
All right. Thanks so much. Enjoy your trip.
You got it, girl. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.